Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, Meetings Assistance for Jehovah's Witnesses. I hope you are all doing well. In this video, we are going to prepare for the study of the book, Complete Testimony, for the week of May 19th to 25th. This week we will study chapter 26, paragraphs 18 to 22, and the box on page 209. Let's begin. Questions 18 to 20. How did the people of Malta show extraordinary kindness, and what miracle happened? The people of Malta showed extraordinary kindness by welcoming the shipwreck survivors who were soaked and shivering, treating them very kindly and taking care of them. They lit a fire to warm them because of the cold and rain. The miracle that occurred was that Paul was bitten by a poisonous snake that came out of the fire, but when he shook it off, he suffered no harm, surprising the island's inhabitants. Additional comments. The extraordinary kindness of the people of Malta reflects a universal value of hospitality and compassion, which in Acts 28:2 is highlighted as a natural response to need, showing how practical help is linked to the attitude of Christian service. The fact that Paul was unharmed after the bite not only demonstrates a miracle but also validates his spiritual authority and mission, similar to other miracles that confirm divine power working through the apostles. Question 21, Part A. What expressions in this part of the account are good examples of accuracy? The expressions showing accuracy include Luke calling Publius, the chief man of the island, a title that matches real historical inscriptions found in Malta. Also, he uses precise medical terms to describe Publius's father's illness, such as lying in bed with fever and dysentery. Additional comments. Luke's reference to Publius as the chief man of the island, and its match with historical inscriptions shows careful attention to detail, which reinforces the reliability of the account and demonstrates that Luke sought historical and cultural accuracy. The use of specific medical terms like fever and dysentery to describe Publius's father's illness reveals that Luke, being a physician, wanted to offer a realistic and professional description, increasing the credibility and depth of the account. Question 21, Part B. What miracles did Paul perform, and how did the people of Malta react? Paul healed Publius's father, who was sick with fever and dysentery, and then cured other sick people who were brought to him. The people reacted with great admiration, bringing more sick to be healed and giving him gifts, as well as providing what he needed to continue his journey. Additional comments. Paul's healing miracles were not only demonstrations of divine power but also served to open doors for evangelism, as the people, impressed, began to trust him and approach him for help. The people's reaction, bringing more sick to be healed and offering gifts to Paul and his companions, reflects how miracles generated a sense of gratitude and acceptance, facilitating the testimony and mission of the early Christians. Question 22, Part A. How did a specialist praise Luke's account of the journey to Rome? A specialist praised Luke's account of the journey to Rome by saying it is one of the most vivid and descriptive passages in the Bible, with exact details about navigation and weather conditions of the first century, suggesting that Luke may have used a diary to write it. Additional comments. The specialist's recognition of the precision and detail in Luke's account emphasizes the historical and literary quality of the text, helping to validate the authenticity of the narrated journey and strengthening confidence in the biblical narrative. The possible use of a travel diary by Luke indicates that the author combined first-hand experience with careful research, making the narrative not only spiritual but also a rigorous historical document, adding extra value to the text. Question 22, Part B. What will we see in the next chapter? In the next chapter, we will see what happened to Paul when he finally arrived in Rome. Additional comments. The anticipation of the next chapter about Paul's arrival in Rome generates excitement about the fulfillment of his mission, showing the narrative progression and the importance of the final destination in Paul's story. This focus prepares the reader to understand the continuation of the journey not only as a physical movement but as a crucial event for the development of Christianity, highlighting the impact Paul would have in Rome, the center of the empire. Comments from the box. What is the island of Malta? There are different opinions about which island is called Malta in Paul's story because in the original Greek text a name similar to several Mediterranean islands is used. Some people think it could be an island near Greece, others that it is an island off the coast of Croatia, and there is also the possibility that it is the Malta island we know today. When the Adria Sea is mentioned in the Bible, it does not exactly mean the Adriatic Sea we know today but a much wider area that also included the Ionian Sea and the waters near Sicily and Crete. This means that the current island of Malta was within this area called the Adria Sea at that time. Analyzing the ship's route and how the winds blew during the storm, it is very unlikely that the ship reached the northern islands like Corfu or Mulje, near Croatia. The winds pushed the ship south and west, so it seems unlikely they sailed north after the storm. For these reasons, the most logical option is that Paul's shipwreck happened on the Malta island we know today, located south of Sicily, since that location fits better with the route described in the text and the wind and sea conditions mentioned. Well, these have been the practical answers about this week's congregation book study. I hope they are very helpful to you, my dear brothers and sisters. I send you a big hug, and may Jehovah bless and protect you always.